Hey, it's Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today I'm standing in front of a 2021 Volvo V90, a professor's car. Let's check it out. This is in the T6 with all-wheel drive package. So this is not a cheap vehicle in this particular package. This is the top end of the vehicle, but still it's very affordable compared to some contemporaries, and there aren't many. There are very few wagons left. That's a bummer because I like wagons. This one in particular is one of my favorites. It's really nice to look at. It drives really well, and it just feels good. It's got a nice engine under there, putting out plenty of power. I'll give you a bunch of numbers if that's what you're after, but really this is just a really smartly done vehicle. So one of the things to know though is that it is a wagon. It is not a crossover. So those who think that this could be a replacement for a crossover may be a little bit disappointed. It doesn't have the same ground clearance. It doesn't have the focus on all-wheel drive that crossovers might have, and it doesn't have the interior space because it's just not as tall. On the flip side, if you are looking for something smaller or different than a crossover, this is great. It has a beautiful Bowers & Wilkins stereo system in this particular package, wonderful wood accents and things on the interior, nicely done interior. Now, one bummer, the only way to get all-wheel drive is to go to that top-end T6 package. So you cannot get it in the lower packages that might be a little more affordable. That's kind of a bummer. Another bummer is the infotainment system. It's good, but there's a big learning curve, even for somebody like me who uses a lot of infotainment in many different brands. This one requires some time to learn. Once you get the idea, though, it is basically a tablet mounted on your dashboard. And once you get that idea down, once you understand that, then the pinch and zoom and swiping becomes much more intuitive, and then it becomes quick. I will say that for the $60,000-ish that you spend on this, you're definitely getting what you spent. This is a beautiful car. This generation of the Volvo V90, it came out in 2018. This year they did a little bit of a styling refresh. Not a lot. It's very subtle. Slight change to those headlights, little bit of grille, and just a couple of little hints if you look closely. But for the most part, it still looks like the V90 we saw in 2018. Wonderful car. This one in particular also has that Yakima roof rack system and storage box up there on top. That's nice, and I could see a lot of people who own this car using that and having that, but it kills fuel economy. So I did highway tests in this, and I was consistently 2 under the rated number for the highway, and I think most of it is that. Some of it is crosswinds. This is Wyoming. It is wintertime. Some of it is just the higher speeds. Our highway speeds are 80 miles an hour on the freeway, and that definitely, in every vehicle I drive, that usually knocks fuel economy down. But it did really well. I drove this car all the way down to the Denver airport and back. I don't remember what the mileage is on that, but it's a pretty substantial round trip, and it's through construction and on, stop and go in a few places traffic, and slow down and speed up traffic on the freeway, and then some expressway time. So all of those things are real world, and I still managed to get within a couple of miles of the highway rating. So that's a good thing. I did not do the city rating because I just don't test those. There's way too many variables to handle. But I was impressed with the fuel economy. I'm also impressed with the engine. The engine does a very good job of keeping up. You never feel like it's having to struggle to do anything. Whether you're on the freeway at 70 miles an hour and suddenly it opens up and you can pump it up to 75, or you're trying to pass somebody and you boost it over 80 to get around them so you're not lingering, it never hesitates. It just does it. It's very good for that. Nicely paired transmission for this. They both just work together very well. So nicely done vehicle. I am very impressed. I've always liked station wagons. Volvo makes good cars. This one is no exception. Nicely done. So that's about what I've got. Hopefully you've seen, you know, if you needed to see more details on a few things, you pause that Monroney that I threw up so that you could do that. But overall, very impressed with this car. I really like it. So that's what I got. This has been Aaron sitting in the 2021 Volvo V90. Talk to you again soon.